Hiker Jay here. When it comes to being prepared, there's nothing more important than water. You have to have water. So today I'm going to talk about a product that is so light and so small and so affordable that everybody should have it. Why? Because it could give you up to 5 years of water if you really needed to. Yep, I'm talking about the LifeStraw. So the LifeStraw has been around for a while, but everybody should have one, especially in this day and age when you might have a tornado. Should be in your go bag if you need it, if you're stuck in the wilderness, you've been outdoors for a while. But honestly, this could be used in an emergency kit at home, be sitting there, because if you lost power, lost water, whatever it might be, this can filter toilet water if you really needed it to. So they're quite amazing. Now, I've done LifeStraw videos before on the LifeStraw Go bottle, and that video is actually up here on the right. You can check it out. And I use this in the wilderness of Michigan all the time. It uses the same filter, just housed a little bit differently and stuck in the water bottle, so at the cap. So I'm able to just kind of scoop, you know, put it in there and drink away in the wilderness. But today's talking about being prepared. So you should have a LifeStraw. What I want to do is I want to break this down for you. I want to tell you what it does and then how it works. If this is the first time to my channel, thanks so much for stopping by. As always, all the products that I'm going to be talking about are down in the description below, links down there, so you can check this out at that point, at any point for that matter. What this LifeStraw does is filters out all types of bacteria, giardia, those types of items. It is not a purifier. Purifiers will go on to get rid of viruses too. But I've used filters for so long in the wilderness and Michigan and that type of thing that I've never had any problems. What it does is it takes, it's guaranteed to like 99.999%, so they leave a little bit open for margin of error, of all things like E. coli, bacterias, those types of things. And how it works is that it pulls through all these little fiberish membranes in here, sort of straws, and they're perforated with 0.2 micron holes. And the bacteria and things are larger than that, so they can't actually get through. Of course, dirt and other things as well too. So, so they stop it, trap it, and don't let it get through to you to drink. Now, how does it work? The way that they tell you to do it for the first time, or any time that you've dried it, is that you open it up top and bottom, and you drop it in your water source. And you can see that it kind of floats. So they say let it prime a little bit, give it about 10 seconds to actually like draw some water up into it, and then you have to give a couple quick like sucks to actually start pulling it through. So I'm using a water bottle here, and it's funny because in the commercials, you know, they're like leaning down into a swamp, into a like cool river in the mountains. Of course you can do that, but if you have any type of a container, pot, anything, scoop it up and just drink from it. That's perfectly fine too. They just never show that option, which I think is kind of weird. But then now, so it's been sitting in here, so it's got some water they call priming up in there. Make sure the cap hasn't shut. And now I just kind of take some quick swigs. So I think I took about 6 air swigs, and now I'm getting water through it, and it's nice and clean. You kind of can taste it's like it doesn't really have much of a taste. First time you use it, you might feel like it has a little bit of like a chlorine taste, and that's fine too. But now it's primed and it's working. I could just drink away. You don't really have to do it at any certain speed, but the slower I think is a little better. So you just kind of sip through it, sip through it, sip through it, and it works just fine. Now, care for this is really important if you want to get those 5 years out of it, because they say that you can do 1,000 gallons using one of these straws. So to care for it properly, which equates to like 5 years, that's where the 5-year thing comes from, you're going to want to blow it backwards when purging it or clearing it. So I'll blow it backwards, which will be a little hard, but that's okay. Okay, so it's all out. Now you can tell it's kind of lighter. It's a little wet. I can feel a little water in there. And then you leave it out like this with your caps off for, I keep it for a couple days. I just let it sit up on the shelf and it'll dry out. And that'll really care for this and keep it from being moist all the time. And then you can put up the caps and then till you need it the next time. But that's the way you really do want to kind of back purge it after you've used it for a while, just to try to blow out any of the stuff that might be at the bottom or any of the junk in there, just to kind of clear it. But it is something, if you take care of it, should last for a long time. A pro tip here, as you use it more, it will become harder to actually draw through. This one I've used a long time and it's getting a little hard to draw through, so I know I want to replace the filter on that one. But I've had it for 2 years and still using it. So LifeStraw is something that everybody should have in their go bag. I mean, they're so affordable, so cheap. Check them out below in the description there and get one for yourself. Till next time, just remember, life's a hike, so hike happy and be ready. Have a LifeStraw so you can drink anywhere, even toilet water. This is toilet water. You think it's toilet water? Comment below.